taking and get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, lip, or tongue swelling, itching, or rash. Tell your doctor about increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes.
Learn how Appy can help you save. Ktladt, the forget you get migraine medicine.
Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.
Chiama Jacob.
Tawagan si Jacob.
Sayang ba Jacob?
Call Jacob. Definitely. He is the real deal.
Call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Now at 4, the manhunt for Charlie Kirk's assassin intensifies in Utah. Tonight, we're seeing new video and new images of a person of interest. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm John Finolio.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. And today for Samantha Cortese, rapid developments have been reported today in the search for Charlie Kirk's assassin. The FBI now releasing some new images and a new reward to help capture the killer.
This as concerns about political violence spread in the wake of the deadly shooting. KTLA's Carlos Salcedo is live in the newsroom with the latest on the investigation. Carlos.
Good afternoon. As you know, this is a fluid investigation with rapid developments. Now, at this hour, there's no suspect in custody. This remains an active manhunt. Authorities are asking for the public's help to identify and capture the assassin here. Now, they did recover a high-powered rifle near the campus in a wooded area. Images taken from security footage moments before the shooting show a person of interest.
The FBI releasing these photos of a college-age man they call a person of interest in Charlie Kirk's shooting death, as it offers a $100,000 reward for information leading to the ID and arrest of the assassin.
Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
County dispatch audio details the description of a possible shooter seen on the roof of a campus building at Utah Valley University, about 150 yards from where the conservative activist was holding one of his popular speaking events Wednesday afternoon. The 31-year-old was answering a question on mass shootings when a single shot rang out. Seconds later, Kirk's security team seen rushing his lifeless body through a panicked crowd. The gunfire sent hundreds of students scrambling with no clear sign of the shooter.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
President Trump, speaking to reporters outside the White House, said he talked with Kirk's widow while blaming what he called the radical left.
I spoke to Erica, his wife, and we had a long talk, and she's devastated. She is absolutely devastated. We have a radical left group of lunatics out there, just absolute lunatics, and we're going to get that problem solved.
A different tone on Capitol Hill, where a group of bipartisan senators vehemently condemned the political assassination.
This is not the way you have discourse in the country, and we're just here as a group to say America cannot govern itself this way.
No matter what your politics, no matter where you are on the political spectrum, violence has no place in America and American political discourse.
And at this hour, we're waiting for officials to provide an update on the investigation, including from FBI Director Kash Patel. Again, this is still an active manhunt. In the meantime, Air Force 2 is on the ground in Utah right now. Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife, the Second Lady, will retrieve Kirk's remains and escort his casket from Utah to Arizona, where he resided with his family. That's the latest from the newsroom. Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.
All right, Carlos, thank you. There are deep concerns about security on campuses here and across the country after the shooting death of Charlie Kirk.
Some public safety experts say security was light at the open-air venue where Kirk was shot. KTLA's Rachel Minitoff joins us live from Hollywood with a closer look at security concerns. Rachel.
John, Sandy, the shooting is certainly hitting close to home for a lot of college campuses, which host very similar types of speaking engagements. And it begs the question whether or not campus events, political in nature or not, require even more security. Charlie Kirk's assassination is prompting questions about security on college campuses, especially at events or programs that draw large crowds. people. This woman who was in attendance says she was surprised by what she described as somewhat lax security measure.
And when I showed up, there was nobody looking at tickets. There was no, like, any type of security. They weren't checking bags. They weren't putting you through metal detectors.
Utah Valley Police Chief says 6 officers were at the event, some in plain clothes doing crowd control. Others were coordinating with Kirk's executive security. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna says his department helps out local law enforcement at large-scale events, say at SoFi Stadium. But many higher ed events are private, and law enforcement isn't always present, but is often helping with risk assessment. Location, outdoor versus indoor, is always a consideration.
And honestly, should law enforcement be involved in more events? That's a question. I'm not making that recommendation because for all of us, we have to really evaluate our resources and what we do.
And as security comes under scrutiny across the country, multiple historically Black colleges and universities are on lockdown Thursday and have canceled classes after receiving threats. The FBI says its investigators are aware of hoax threat calls.
You guys okay?
Officials haven't linked the threats at HBCU campuses to the Utah Valley shooting, and security experts say when universities host any kind of event, they need to assess both physical threats of violence as well as digital ones, such as online vitriol or cyber stalking.
Level of risk really needs to be ascertained, and then you can prescribe the right amount of physical security that is needed and the right amount of concentric rings that flow out from that person throughout the universities.
Dr. Chris Pearson is a former special employee with the Department of Homeland Security.
There was a lot of security individually around Mr. Kirk. What the concentric rings looked like would be done and an after-action report to understand how far that should have gone out.
Sheriff Luna, along with other security experts, say once the shooter is found and his motivations learned, they'll have a better idea of maybe what could have been done better or differently, and hopefully how to prevent something like this in the future. We're live in Hollywood tonight. I'm Rachel Menitoff. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, so much to consider. Rachel, thank you. KTLA, of course, will have continuing coverage of the death of Charlie Kirk, including any new developments from law enforcement on their search for the suspect, plus continued reaction. And, of course, for the latest anytime, just go to our website. It's ktla.com.
Following a school shooting in Colorado yesterday, authorities say the teenage shooter took his own life. And they say he may have been radicalized by an extremist network. The shooter now identified as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. The 2 students who were shot remain hospitalized. Police say Hawley walked through the school trying to find more targets, but was thwarted by locked doors. Investigators now searching Hawley's phone, home, and locker to see if he was communicating with anyone before the shooting.
Evan J. Barron.
Renee Barrage Arjun.
Today marks 24 years since the September 11th terror attacks. There are memorial services all across our country, including one there at Ground Zero in New York. The names of those who died were read out loud. President Trump attending a service at the Pentagon. Nearly 3,000 people were killed on September 11th, 2001, and most of the victims were in New York. The president told the victims' families, "We will never forget their loved ones."
In the quarter of a century since those acts of mass murder, 9/11 family members have felt the weight of